If you're running a dog walking business, you already know the best part of the job is, well, the dogs. But the worst part? Let's be real, it's getting paid. Today, we're going to tackle that massive headache chasing down payments using a little bit of AI and some clever automation. So let's get right into it and see how you can make it happen.
Right? Does this sound familiar? You spend your days out there with happy, wagging tails, but then your evenings are spent hunched over a spreadsheet, sending those kind of awkward reminder texts, and just wondering when that payment is actually going to hit your account. You are so not alone, and it's a way bigger problem than most people think.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the real cost of doing things the old-fashioned way. This isn't just about a few payments coming in late. It's about how that whole manual process slowly chips away at your business and, your sanity. And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? Every single minute you spend chasing down an invoice is a minute you're not spending on the things that actually move the needle. Caring for the pups, finding new clients, or just enjoying the freedom you started this business for in the first place.
And you can really see the ripple effect here. It's not just the lost time. It's that financial anxiety, right? That feeling of not knowing when the money's coming in. It's those cringy follow-up calls that can actually damage a great relationship you have with a client. And of course, there's the constant stress of just trying to remember who's paid and who hasn't. Plus, let's be honest, when you do it all by hand, it's so easy to make a mistake, which means you could be leaving money on the table.
So how do we fix all this? Well, the good news is you don't actually need to go out and hire a person to be your assistant. You can build one yourself with a few really smart tools that just work together perfectly in the background. So let's meet your new digital A-team.
Okay, first up in our toolkit is Notion. If you haven't used it, think of it as your business's command center. Seriously, it's where you'll organize absolutely everything into one clean, simple dashboard. All your client info, your walk schedules, and most importantly, the status of every single invoice. No more scattered notes or confusing spreadsheets.
All right, next up is a tool called Make.com. Now think of this as the engine of your whole operation. It's the central nervous system that connects all your apps and tells them what to do. So when you do one little thing in Notion, Make.com sees it and boom, it triggers an action somewhere else. It's basically the invisible employee who never sleeps, doing all that grunt work for you 24/7. And the final piece of our puzzle is ChatGPT. This is your friendly, super professional communicator. It's going to draft all of your emails for you, everything from that first invoice to the gentle payment reminders, so every single message sounds professional, polite, and totally personalized, and you barely have to lift a finger.
Okay, so we've got our three tools. Now for the really fun part. Let's see how they all click together to create this awesome, automated system that gets you paid on time every single time. So check this out. The whole process kicks off with just one tiny thing you do. You finish a walk, you open Notion, and you mark it as complete. That's it. Your job is done. From there, Make.com instantly wakes up, grabs that client's info, tells ChatGPT to write up the invoice email, and sends it off. And if the payment happens to be late, no big deal. Make.com automatically sends out those polite reminders you set up. And once the payment comes through, the status in Notion just updates itself. It's a perfect, seamless loop.
And just look at this comparison. I mean, the difference is night and day, right? You're going from hours of paperwork to basically zero manual effort. You're trading those awkward phone calls for professional, automated reminders. And instead of unpredictable cash flow, you get a steady, reliable income. This isn't just a small tweak here. This is a complete transformation of how you run the business side of things. It's a total game changer.
So let's really dig into the benefits here, because honestly, this goes way beyond just being more efficient. It's about fundamentally changing how you feel about running your own business.
I love this. 0. That's the number. Just imagine never having to make another one of those uncomfortable, hey, just checking on that invoice calls ever again. The system handles all of it with total professionalism and grace, which keeps your client relationship strong and, frankly, saves your sanity. So what do you do with all this time and mental space you've just freed up? Well, you get to reinvest it where it actually counts, giving amazing care to the dogs, marketing your business to get more clients, and actually enjoying the freedom and passion that made you start this in the first place. So when you put it all together, the results are pretty huge. You get paid faster, your income becomes way more predictable, your clients start to see you as this super professional, organized business, and that builds a ton of trust. And for you, it's simple. Less stress and more free time. It's a win-win-win.
All right, are you feeling pumped? I hope so, because the best part is you can actually start putting this system together, like today. Let's run through a really simple, actionable checklist to get you started.
Here's your 5-step game plan. It's super straightforward. First, get everything organized into one dashboard in Notion. Second, build that simple trigger in Make.com to create and send the invoice automatically. Third, set up your smart reminders. Let the system do the chasing for you. And finally, here's a great pro tip. Automate a little thank you note after the payment comes in. It's a small touch, but it builds massive client loyalty.
And that really brings us to the big takeaway here. This whole thing isn't just about automating your invoices. It's about buying back your single most valuable asset, your time. So the real question to leave you with is, what would you do with all those extra hours you'd get back every single week? Would you take on more clients, learn a new skill, or maybe just take an afternoon off to relax for once? What you do with it, well, that's entirely up to you.